if we could all please rise. Miss Bonnie Enlow is going to lead us in invocation, and then we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Miss Bonnie?
Lord, we love you. We come before you today in humility and faith. We thank you for all you have given us and any blessings in our lives. We ask for your guidance and strength as we begin this meeting. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion, allow us to grow closer as a group, and nurture the bonds of our community. Give us the patience and understanding to face life's challenges with grace. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We are going to begin our meeting at 6:33. If I get a roll call, Miss Brenda?
All right, Ms. Enlow?
Here.
Mr. Whitaker? Here. Mr. Hibbert?
Here.
Ms. Mendez?
Here.
Ms. Mangus? Here. Ms. Portman?
Here.
All right. We need to first start with our meeting notes from the 24th. I need a motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Jennifer, and a second, please. Second by Paula. All right, can I get a roll call on that, please?
Mr. Hibbert?
Here.
Yes. Ms. Portman?
Yes.
Ms. Mangus?
Yes.
Ms. Mendez?
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
Ms. Enlow?
Yes.
All right, and then obviously to catch up on meeting notes from May 8th, I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
We got Faith as the first, and a second, please. Ms. Paula?
Okay. Ms.
Roll call.
Enlow? Yes. Ms. Mangus? Mr. Hibbert?
Yes.
Ms. Portman?
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
And Ms. Mendez?
Yes.
All right. Scott Fleming, would you please join us up here for a minute, please? The next thing you guys see on your agenda for today is our KIPTA grant presentation. What we want to do is a couple of things. I've asked Scott to come in here to do two things. First of all, thank you, Scott. Don't be like your brother. He struggled with that. I hope it's not a family trait. But what I want to do is I asked Scott to come up here for two reasons, because it's been pointed out to me now, Bonnie, I appreciate your feedback. And again, we want to encourage you guys, when you think there's something not as clear, I want Scott to explain, first of all, the expansion that's needed. It's been in the works for a couple of years already, and looking at that, but we have a great opportunity. But I'm going to make sure that you guys know, again, more than anything else, I wanted just a presentation. We can wait on it as far as actually the vote today. I know we've actually got what we need on that, the letter. But more importantly, I want him to make sure to explain the expansion and then explain the actual grant money that helps the city. I think that's the first thing. And then Tanya, I'm going to throw you in there at the end of that, talk about the money part of it for these folks up here, because there were some concerns or some confusion. Scott?
Yeah, so as a couple of you guys know, we've been planning expansion at the plant for quite a few years now. And finally, design's done on this. We're shovel ready. We're ready to go. This is going to expand our wet weather capacity at the plant. So anytime we get floods or anything like that, we'll be able to handle that better at our treatment plant. With that being said, with us having this shovel ready, we had an opportunity to come up through KIPTA to where they're willing to get us some grant money in the tune from $10 to $12 million to help cover part of that $20 million expansion. So it's very advantageous for the city. There's a document tonight that the mayor had to sign to, prove that we've got the money to be able to handle this, which we do. It's going to cut our debt service on this project in half, so it's a really good thing for us, and it will definitely help the ratepayers here, and it'll keep us from having to do a huge increase on them while we do this project. June 8th, we will be having a community outreach meeting with KIPTA. They'll be leading that meeting. We'll give you guys some more details on that when we're here. It's a great thing for the city. We got lucky with this one. It's just right time and right place, and we had all of our ducks in a row. So
Yeah, I want to add to this. I sent you guys the email on that letter. So all that letter is that we just had to show them that we had the assets to prove that we had the money that we wanted to borrow, the same amount that we were going to receive in
Yes.
grant. And all I was gonna say is, so we did that part. The part that you guys will be voting on will be the 10 million that we're actually gonna borrow. Instead of the 20 million that we were gonna originally borrow, now we're only gonna borrow 10 or somewhere thereof.
Yes, around $10 million, and we're applying for SRF funding as well as KIA funding, and that KIA funding will come in around 2%, maybe a little bit over that as far as
Great
what our
loan.
debt service will be, which is fantastic numbers for us. So it's a very good thing for us. I hope you guys embrace it, and like I said, June 8th, we'll have a community meeting here and kind of fill you guys in on everything there, so.
Would you, Tanya, come up here for a minute? And one of the things that was really important is that for the council up here was to understand how the money was actually gonna be. All we have to show, it's not that we have to borrow the money. This money, Tanya, I'll let you just do your deal here.
So we currently have the money in different bank accounts, in savings that we could pull from to pull this $10 million. So part of it will come from the sewer fund and part of it will come to the general fund. We won't necessarily use that money. We will borrow through a bond issue to actually fund the project. But this just proves that we have the funding. If for some reason we could get this project done in 6 months, we might not be able to get the bond issue completed in that timeframe. Usually a sewer plant expansion is gonna take 2 years.
Yes.
So, you know, the risk of us having to spend that money is unlikely, but we have it there in case we do.
Yeah, as far as any general fund being spent on this, we won't need that. All we have to show is that we do have the finances if we were to go that route, but we simply won't need to do that.
Yeah, and does that help, I mean, with everybody? Because I know when, in talking to a couple of you guys, we want to make sure you really understand that concept, what this is all about and how that procurement, this is a big deal. For the city that was planning on spending $20 million, we're going to spend about half of that, and we're going to get the rest of that granted to us. I don't know how you don't consider that a big win. And consider, we always talk about expansion of our sewer department, we're not talking about just a runoff, we're talking about actually expansion, we're talking about residential area too. So we got a lot of things moving in the direction of the city. This is a good spark to, this is a great place to start with.
It's a big relief for us. And Bonnie, it's the 3 clarifiers, the UV system, it's the digesters, it's everything we want to be doing is in this project, so.
Yeah, well, I'm all for the project, but several of us, we didn't understand where the money was coming from. And so, when I met with the mayor before the meeting, and he went into detail on it, and now with you saying what you did, it all makes sense. So, we were just concerned about where that money was coming from at first, so now we understand that it's sort of coming, but it's not coming.
Yeah. And you know, if we were to have to spend that money from general fund, there would be a note drawn up between the two companies until we could get the money funded through the bond. So,
But this is, in all reality, this is
Yes.
gonna drag out more than a year
Right.
before we get all the funding in here to be able to start the project. So
Yeah.
it's not something where we'll be raiding the funds and taking the money. That's not gonna happen. We just had to show that we were fiscally sound.
And if any of y'all wanna see that in detail, you're welcome to come to my office and I'll be happy to show you. So,
Does that help with everybody? I just want to make sure, because anything like that, because I do send you guys a lot of emails and things like that. If you do have something like that, let me know, and we'll do some presentation, because it'll not only help you guys, but it'll help the audience to understand more of these kind of processes, because there are things out there, and we are going to go out there and any kind of grant writing, anything we can do, you know, we're doing it at different levels, both in the police department, fire department, even the admin, we're working and doing some of that. So, thank you all very much, I appreciate it.
Question
Oh, you
for
have, got a
Scott.
question?
Yes, ma'am.
I know you said June 8th. Do you have a time, or are you gonna get with us on a time for the KIPTA meeting?
2 o'clock
Okay.
on June 8th. That's what we're shooting for right now. That's what KIPTA's requested
Where will that be? Here?
here.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we get a video conference?
I'll try.
I could do it. I could put her on my phone and she could
Well, I
listen
don't
in.
have FaceTime, so if I can get a video conference,
Okay.
that would be perfect.
We'll
Okay.
reach out to KIPTA tomorrow, see how we can
Okay.
accommodate everybody.
Thank you.
Hey, Scott, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, old business here. Ms. Catherine reading our second reading on ordinance 023017.
An ordinance of the City of Shepherdsville, Kentucky, recognizing the International Association of Firefighters Local 5101 as the exclusive bargaining representative for the Shepherdsville Fire Department firefighters below the rank of major. Summary. 1. Sets forth that the requirements of Section 32.71 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances for recognizing the International Association of Firefighters Local 5101 as the exclusive bargaining representative for the Shepherdsville Fire Department firefighters below the rank of major have been met. 2, sets forth that the City Council recognizes the International Association of Firefighters Local 5101 as the exclusive bargaining representative for the Shepherdsville Fire Department firefighters below the rank of major. 3, provides for repeal of inconsistent laws, severability provisions, and an effective date upon passage and publication.
All right, so that's our second reading, and this does actually, you need to get a vote. And I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Paula, all right, and then Brad second.
second.
We got Brad on second that.
Now, this is just for the bargaining, correct?
This is just to have them be able to now they're gonna, now they'll do their work as far as actually working on the collective bargaining framework.
Ms. Mendez,
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker,
Yes.
Ms. Portman,
Yes.
Ms. Enlow,
Yes.
Mr. Hibbert. Yes. Ms. Mangus.
Thank you all, I appreciate that. Now, we have a little length of time on a few of these, positions here. Ms. Catherine, we're gonna read, 023. Second reading, am I on the right page? Come on, I'm ahead of myself. 023-018.
An ordinance repealing section 32.15 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of alcoholic beverage control officer. Summary, number 1, repeals in its entirety section 32.15 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of alcoholic beverage control officer. 2, provides for repeal of inconsistent laws, severability of provisions, and an effective date upon passage and publication.
All right, and on each of these, we are obviously now finished our second reading. We're gonna need a motion and a second and a vote. So I need a motion by Faith. Second, please.
I'll second.
Brad's a second. Ms. Brenda?
Mr. Hibbert. Yes. Ms. Portman,
Yes.
Ms. Mendez,
Yes.
Ms. Mangus, Ms. Enlow,
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Well, thank you. All right, now 023-019.
An ordinance amending section 32.17 of the City of Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of city clerk and treasurer. Summary. 1, sets forth that section 32.17 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances is amended to reflect the following: that the position created is that of office of city clerk and removes treasurer from title. That the duties and qualifications of the office of city clerk shall be as set forth in ordinance 019-283 passed on February 11, 2019, and any future amendments thereto. That the city clerk shall be appointed to the office and removed from the office as set forth in KRS 83A.0803. That the individual taking office shall take the oath as required by Section 228 of the Kentucky Constitution, and that certification of the administration of the oath shall be in writing. That the compensation of the office of city clerk shall be as set forth in ordinance 019-283 passed on February 11, 2019, and any future amendments thereto. That no bond shall be required. 2, provides for repeal of inconsistent laws, severability of provisions, and an effective date upon passage and publication.
All right, we do obviously need a motion. Paula's motion, got a second, please?
I'll second.
Second, Brad? All right, roll call, please.
Ms. Enlow,
Yes.
Ms. Mangus, Ms. Portman,
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker,
Yes.
Ms. Mendez,
Yes.
Mr. Hibbert.
All right, next ordinance up is 023-020.
An ordinance amending section 32.18 of the City of Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of fire chief and disaster coordinator. Summary. Number 1, sets forth that section 32.18 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances is amended to reflect the following: that the position created is that of office of fire chief and removes disaster coordinator from title. That the duties and qualifications of the office of fire chief shall be as set forth in ordinance 019-283 passed on February 11, 2019, and any future amendments thereto. That the fire chief shall be appointed to office and removed from office as set forth in KRS 83A.0803. That the individual taking office shall take the oath as required by Section 228 of the Kentucky Constitution, and that certification of the administration of the oath shall be in writing. That the compensation of the office of fire chief shall be as set forth in ordinance 019-283 passed on February 11, 2019, and any future amendments thereto. That no bond shall be required. 2, provides for repeal of inconsistent laws, severability of provisions, and an effective date upon passage and publication.
All right, again, like you process any motion, please? Motion by Faith, second, please? Second by Paula?
All right,
Ms.
Mr.
Whitaker.
Hibbert. Yes. Mr. Whitaker,
Yes.
Ms. Enlow,
Yes.
Ms. Portman,
Yes.
Ms. Mangus, Ms. Mendez.
Yes.
All right, thank you all. Just a few more of these. Next ordinance is 023-021.
An ordinance repealing section 32.19 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of fire marshal. Summary. Number 1, repeals in its entirety section 32.19 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of fire marshal. 2, provides for repeal of inconsistent laws, severability provisions, and an effective date upon passage and publication.
One of our shorter ones. So I need a motion, please. Paula, need a second, please.
Second.
Second by Faith. Ms. Brenda?
Ms. Sinlow,
Yes.
Ms. Mangus, Mr. Hibbert, Ms. Mendez,
Yes.
Ms. Portman,
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Got a few more here. We're getting there. All right, 023022.
An ordinance repealing section 32.20 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of maintenance worker. Summary. Number 1, repeals in its entirety section 32.20 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of maintenance worker. 2, provides for repeal of inconsistent laws, severability provisions, and an effective date upon passage and publication.
All right, once again, I need a motion, please.
Motion.
Motion by Jennifer. Second, please. Second by Faith. All right, Ms. Brenda?
Mr. Whitaker,
Yes.
Ms. Mendez,
Yes.
Ms. Sinlow,
Yes.
Ms. Portman,
Yes.
Mr. Hibbert, and Ms. Mangus.
All right, thank you again. Now we're at 023-023.
An ordinance amending section 32.21 of the City of Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of police chief. Summary. Number 1, sets forth that section 32.21 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances is amended to reflect the following: that the position created is that of office of police chief, that the duties and qualifications of the office of police chief shall be as set forth in ordinance 019-283, passed on February 11, 2019, and any future amendments thereto. That the police chief shall be appointed to the office and removed from the office as set forth in KRS 83A.0803. That the individual taking office shall take the oath as required by Section 228 of the Kentucky Constitution, and that certification of the administration of the oath shall be in writing. That the compensation of the office of police chief shall be as set forth in ordinance 019-283, passed on February 11, 2019, and any future amendments thereto. That no bond shall be required. 2, provides for repeal of inconsistent laws, severability provisions, and an effective date upon passage and publication.
All right, the good news is we got 5 more. All right, so I need a motion to approve, please.
Motion.
So, motion by Jennifer, second by Paula. All right, Ms. Brenda?
Mr. Whitaker,
Yes.
Ms. Portman,
Yes.
Ms. Mangus,
Yes.
Mr. Hibbert,
Yes.
Ms. Sinlow,
Yes.
Ms. Mendez.
Yes.
All right, 023-024.
An ordinance repealing section 32.22 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of police officer. Summary. Number 1, repeals in its entirety section 32.22 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of police officer. 2, provides for repeal of inconsistent laws, severability provisions, and an effective date upon passage and publication.
We really like the short ones.
Yes.
All right, are we good with those? All right, motion to approve, please.
Motion.
And Faith?
Second.
Second by Jennifer. All right, Ms. Brenda?
Ms. Sinlow,
Yes.
Mr. Hibbert,
Yes.
Ms. Mendez,
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker,
Yes.
Ms. Portman,
Yes.
and Ms. Mangus.
And you thought watching paint dry was fun. All right. All right, 023-025, please, Ms. Catherine.
An ordinance repealing section 32.23 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of Public Works foreperson. Summary. Number 1, repeals in its entirety section 32.23 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of Public Works foreperson. 2, provides for repeal of inconsistent laws, severability provisions, and an effective date upon passage and publication.
Hey, welcome back from vacation. All right, I need a motion to approve, please. Paula, I need a second, please.
Second.
Second by Ms. Jennifer. Ms. Brenda?
Mr. Whitaker,
Yes.
Ms. Mangus,
Yes.
Ms. Portman,
Yes.
Ms. Mendez,
Yes.
Ms. Sinlow,
Yes.
Mr. Hibbert.
Yes.
2 more.
They're both short.
All right, they're both, oh, that's a good sign. All right, 023-026, please.
An ordinance repealing section 32.24 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of sewer plant operator. Summary, number 1, repeals in its entirety. Section 32.24 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of sewer plant operator. 2, provides for repeal of inconsistent laws, severability provisions, and an effective date upon passage and publication.
Ooh, almost one more. Any motion to approve? Motion by Brad. Paula second. Oh, Bob.
Oh, Paula can.
Let's have arm wrestle.
Paula.
All right, let Paula have it. All right, Paula second. Ms. Brenda?
Okay. Ms. Mendez?
Yes.
Ms. Mangus?
Yes.
Mr. Hibbert?
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
Last one. Ms. Portman?
Yes.
No, I mean on
Yeah.
the, Ms. Enlow?
Yes.
All right, the good news is, it's the last one.
And it's a short one.
And it's a short one. 023027, please.
An ordinance repealing section 32.25 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of computer systems specialist. Summary, number 1, repeals in its entirety section 32.25 of the Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to the position of computer systems specialist. 2, provides for repeal of inconsistent laws, severability provisions, and an effective date upon passage and publication.
Motion.
Thank you. Thank you. Second by Faith.
Okay.
A lot of
Slow down.
excitement in that one. Ms. Brenda?
Okay. Ms. Mendez?
Yes.
Ms. Enlow?
Hallelujah.
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
That's a yes.
Ms. Portman?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Hibbert?
Yes.
And Ms. Mangus?
Yes.
Thank you all for that. And, again, this is a little cleaning up on some of our ordinances. What's that?
I think we should get a tree. I think a star.
I had so many answers for that. All right. Well, I appreciate getting done. And I know sometimes these due diligence are things that we have to do, and we're gonna be continue to do this. It's gonna be a long and drawn-out process over each year, looking at these things in our ordinances, because we do wanna button all that up. But,
We still have 2 more.
oh, go ahead. Did I miss it?
This is, yeah, this is
Yep.
something else.
You're just done with the ordinances related to.
Oh, yeah, we would just want to get through that
Oh,
part.
okay.
There's
But
still some.
we're now exciting stuff. All right, Ms. Catherine, if you'll read 023028, please.
An ordinance amending the Bullock County City Zoning Order and the Bullock County City Zoning Map as amended, changing the zoning of 3.5 acres more or less located at Forest Hill Road in the city of Shepherdsville, Bullock County, Kentucky, also known as parcel 037-000-00-051C from AG Agricultural to R1 Residential. Summary, number 1, rezones approximately 3.5 acres located at Forest Hill Road in the city of Shepherdsville, Bullock County, Kentucky from AG Agricultural to R1 Residential, provides for repeal of inconsistent laws, severability provisions, and an effective date upon passage and publication.
All right, and then on our first reading, we did actually ask, and there was only one person in for it, and there was nobody here, so this is our second reading, which we don't do in this process. So we do need a motion to approve this zoning. This was this is,
I guess I'll make the motion.
all right, make a
I'll
motion.
second it.
Second, Bonnie?
Bonnie?
Bonnie seconded, yep. Ms. Brenda?
Ms. Enlow?
Yes.
Mr. Hibbert?
Yes.
Ms. Mendez?
Yes.
Ms. Mangus?
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
Ms. Portman?
All right. 023029.
An ordinance amending sections 51.01 and 51.99 of the City of Shepherdsville Code of Ordinances related to garbage. Summary, number 1, sets forth that section 51.01B amends what constitutes a violation of the ordinance. 2, sets forth that section 51.99 amends the penalties for violations of the ordinance. 3, provides for repeal of inconsistent laws, severability provisions, and an effective date upon passage and publication.
All right, need a motion to approve this, please.
Motion.
All right, Bonnie? Second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Jennifer. Roll call, please.
All right. Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
Mr. Hibbert?
Yes.
Ms. Enlow?
Yes.
Ms. Portman?
Yes.
Ms. Mendez?
Yes.
Ms. Mangus?
Yes.
All right, well, thank you all. All right, we're getting ready to start new business, and one of the things that's coming up is obviously our first reading of our budgets. And we've had some good questions that have come up here in the last few days. What I want to make sure is, Tanya and I talked about, we do have a lot going on, but this week she's going to give you mid-numbers that'll give you some real good numbers that finish out the rest of the year. We have 3 weeks from today, which is nice. Instead of having our two traditional weeks, we have 3 weeks to finish up on any questions. I know I've gotten some questions from Faith and Bonnie. Any other questions come up, please, let's do this. We want to make sure that you guys know that this budget's, to us, is a lot alike the budgets that were in the past. What's nice about it, we actually made some reductions in 2 of the departments, but the idea is that they've got this information from it. We want to answer every question we got. And we want to make sure one thing, budgets are fluid. They're projections. There are things that are going to happen. Well, we just want to make sure that the public knows, as well as this council, you know, we saw something in this first half of the year, as far as the fiscal year, that there were items and projects that we needed done that weren't budgeted. So we took the initiative to look at that. Tanya's been my best friend. She gets stars every time she finds me money that I can utilize to fix something that's in the city that we need. And I think that's been a great thing to do. We've tried to come back and do that again this year and look at some of those things. I mean, Tom's not here this evening, but we've talked about his whole ARPA money and his whole projects, which are the very needed things. People talk about potholes and roads, and we talk about water. I mean, that's what we live for. It's what we have. So I think for us, when we read this, we want to make sure this is our first reading. We want to stay on schedule, but we do not want to deter any questions, anything that you guys have got. We can do that. We want to make sure that we'll spend as much time. Tanya and I are available for any time, any questions. You know, again, I gave Bonnie 2 stars because there are a couple good questions that we'd actually try to bring up for you guys. We're going to talk about that later. But I just wanted to preface, as we get started in this whole process, that we can get this thing done on time and still get all your questions answered. So I want to make sure we do that. But anyway, with that said, 023030.
Do we put these out there for them? Someone's,
What's that?
do they have, do we ever put these out there for
Hey,
them?
did you put, you don't have.
Brenda, do they have copies?
Do they have copies
Just
up there?
curious.
Up back there? On the
Of
summary?
these?
No.
No, okay.
We'll get it. And
No,
we will
that's fine.
post it.
I'm gonna be reading a lot of numbers, so if anybody, needs a copy after the meeting or at some point, we can get that for you.
Yeah.
Ordinance number 023-030, an ordinance adopting the City of Shepherdsville, Bullock County, Kentucky annual budget for fiscal year July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024 by estimating revenues and resources and appropriating funds for the operation of city government. Summary. Number 1, provides the annual budget for fiscal year July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024, provides for repeal of inconsistent laws, severability provisions, and an effective date upon passage and publication. 3, the full text of this ordinance, Section 1 reads, the annual budget for fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2023 and ending June 30th, 2024 is hereby adopted as follows. Resources available, general fund. Fund balance carried by ARPA, $2 million. Fund carried forward bond, $30 million. Forward from general, $1,120,336.02. Fiscal year carryover from 2022 to 2023 is $33,120,336.02. Carryover from MAP LGEA is $58,000. Estimated revenues, occupational tax, $15,750,000. Property tax, $2,801,784. Other taxes, $1,735,250. Franchise tax, $87,741. State incentive pay, $405,387.02. Business licenses, $109,464. Inspection, building permits, plan review, $46,600. Liquor licenses, $22,000. Police court warrant reports, $26,953. Administrative services, $102,000. Restricted revenue, $1,016,092.34. Miscellaneous revenue, $505,000. Let's see, is that municipal? Municipal map, LG, so what's municipal road aid, zero?
Municipal road aid. You're right, just read that too quick.
I think that's, no, what is municipal road aid? There's no number. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Municipal road aid is $252,550. Is that right, Tanya? That's municipal road, right? Just making sure, sorry.
No.
Total estimated revenues is $22,600,271.36. And then total estimated revenues from MAP LGEA is $252,550. Total resources available for appropriations is $55,728,607.38. And total resources available for appropriations from MAP LGEA is $310,550. we're gonna take a pause, we're gonna get Bonnie.
I didn't have the same number, the total estimated revenue.
Did you get your,
22,006,000.
Yep, 22,608,000.
22,608,271.36.
I don't have that up there. These are all number 31, so they're not the ones anyway. I got like 4 of these.
oh, you got my stack, that's where they went.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I got,
He's
Here.
got the wrong one too.
he has the same thing as I do.
Okay, here you go.
Okay, do I have the wrong one then? Did these numbers
No,
get
no,
changed?
you got the right one.
The wrong one, yeah.
No. Tanya's thinking I got the wrong, do I have the wrong one?
Thank you. Yeah.
I think this is my copy. This has the, so this
So
here.
I've got the wrong ones.
She was making
Oh, okay. Here we go. I'm just gonna read from yours. I'm gonna do
Bring the
this.
one that you had before.
Yeah, so it doesn't have the fire changes in it. And the-
Okay,
So
Gotcha.
I think the
Okay.
fire department, there's only 3 changes, I think, in the report.
okay, that's all right. I'm gonna read
So
it.
the 608 is
Did
good?
did sewer change?
No.
No.
No, okay.
No.
All right.
Sewer change?
The,
It was 31 and I got a new 31.
You did only a little wording change.
okay.
Oh, okay, so yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
here's what
Good?
we're gonna do. All right,
All right.
so, going back to, thank you, Bonnie, going back to the summary. Occupational tax was previously read as $15,750,000. It is actually $15,850,000.
Oh, then they had then I had the wrong one.
Then now we have.
No,
What did you give everybody? Because they're still, this is the one, this one.
The summary's not based, that's what the problem is, the summary isn't based on the changed numbers.
okay.
Oh, okay, yes.
Okay, so guys, look at the ordinance.
Okay.
Just go to the actual ordinance.
Yes.
Don't look at the summary, I got the rest. You all just look at the ordinance, because this is taken directly from,
Yeah, this is
Should be
it.
was the
This is it.
15,850.
Yeah, so
And you
that's
can
why
see
they
the
had.
change here in the fire department.
Okay.
In this restricted revenue.
Okay. Okay, so the ordinances are correct.
my bad. I got it. Never mind, I got it. I got it. I got it. So, the new numbers for inspection, building permits, plan review, that remained at $46,600. Then we've got restricted revenue is not $1,016,092.34. It is actually $1,096,092.34. So our total estimated revenues are $22,788,271.36.
The one you were scratching was the right one.
So then our total resources available for appropriations is now $55,900,607.38.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay.
You're fine.
30 summary.
All right, so appropriations, administration, total payroll expenses, $916,458.58. Total employee expenses, $209,731.10. Total department operating expenses, $307,100. Total facilities and equipment expenses, $61,000. Total contractor fees and services, $388,300. Total capital expenses, $4,065,000. And then total from MAP LGEA is $300,000. So total administrative from general fund is $5,947,589.68. Total administrative from MAP LGEA is $300,000. Public Works, this includes Parks and Rec. Total payroll expenses, $766,087.92. Total employee expenses, $270,740. Total department operating expenses, $355,100. Total facilities and equipment expenses, $240,800. Total contractor fees, services, $60,000. Total capital expenses, $1,937,000. Total expenses for Public Works, $3,629,727.92. Fire, total payroll expenses, $5,804,390.59. Total employee expenses, $1,184,873.60. Total department operating expenses, $262,278. Total facilities and equipment expenses, $280,900. Total contractor fees, services, $16,500. Total capital expenses, $712,549.48. Total fire department expenses, $8,261,491.67. Police, total payroll expenses, $4,841,947.93. Total employee expenses, $802,371.20. Total department operating expenses, $390,641.85. Total facilities and equipment expenses, $253,500. Total contractor fees and services, $20,000. Total capital expenses, $532,605.49. Total police department expenses, $6,841,666.47. Council, total payroll expenses, $90,347.40. Total employee expenses, $73,965. Total department operating expenses, $16,000. Total expense, council expense, $180,312.40. City and park capital expansion, total facilities and equipment expenses, $0. Total contractor fees, services, $1 million. Total capital expenses, $6 million. Total for city and park capital expansion, $7 million. Overhead, total payroll expenses, $0. Total employee expenses, $19,000. Total department operating expenses, $39,000. Total facilities and equipment expenses, $603,000. Total contractor fees, services, $228,500. Total capital expenses, $140,000. Total overhead is $1,029,500. Total appropriations, $32,659,988.33 from general fund, $300,000 from MAP LGEA. Excess of resources over under appropriations, $23,068,619.05 from general fund, $10,550 from MAP LGEA. Estimated fund balance to be carried forward to fiscal year 2023 to 2024, $23,068,619.05 from general fund, $10,550 from MAP LGEA. That's it.
All right, we're good. So what you guys saw from our special meeting, that the two things that are significant is the actual grant money was actually adjusted for the fire. And then we also had to increase that on the fire as far as the actual payroll, because we made a decision as a group that we were going to do something for the fire. Remember in our conversations Thursday? So we had to make that the only adjustment because we were going with what we got. That special meeting, we brought in the fact that we're making those changes. And Tanya, we'll just make sure, we've got a lot of paper up here. So I want to make sure that if we'll do this, let's just make sure that let's email everybody, we got everybody squared away, because I know Bonnie's going, she's not sure which one now to mark off, and she's somewhere, so, nah, I don't blame her. But anyway, apologize for the mix-up on that. Yes, ma'am.
For the people out there that didn't hear, we have like a different department in here now, and that was something that Tanya came up with. This is called overhead, and I didn't know if y'all heard that. And what they're doing is combining maintenance of the building, insurance, and things like that, so that general fund will start taking care of that for everybody instead of us having to figure out who gets what. So it makes it more bookkeeping easy, and it might show us better how we can afford to do more projects when we got all the money in one place.
Yeah, all that was is the department, thank you, Bonnie. What that is all four departments were splitting that bill, coming in and splitting it 4 ways and not by paying it. So we did it this way, and I gotta give Darren, I mean, he's gotta get a little credit with this. I mean, he was with you on this, and so I don't want him not to get a little bit of credit, but it's really a great idea. It streamlines that payment. See, Darren, I told you I'd give you a little props. But it's a good idea. And again, with all of the budget thing, the one thing we want people to know is we are making sure, once we have this all done, we're gonna post it out on our our page now that we have a website, but we're gonna come back when we have our new website. We're gonna have it more detailed for you guys to see everything that we do. We want you to know how we're spending the money, because one of the things up here, and numbers that you didn't see, we had to actually include the 30 million that we've approved already to get. We're gonna receive our first draw on that, so we had to show all the money in the revenue, and then we also had to come back and show what we're gonna do on the first draw. So there's a little bit of an accounting thing that you guys have got to stay with, because it's gonna be that. But as you add all these numbers up, you'll see that we're balanced budget, you know, with a few dollars here. But, so we're gonna make sure that you guys, we got 3 weeks, let's just finalize this. We've talked about the departments, we've had these different meetings, we've had 4 different sessions now. I think the biggest thing is just finalize any questions you guys have got. Yes, ma'am.
So I also wanted to talk about, because I talked to the mayor before the meeting and some of the council members, and we were talking about the new summary doesn't say line item budget. So, which we don't like, understand, but then the mayor reminded me, there was an executive order passed in, January, and it reads, I, Jose Cubero, Mayor of the City of Shepherdsville, will implement the process of reporting to the city council when transferring funds one account to another in the general fund with no approval needed. Using the above process, following lines will not change: total estimated revenues, total resources available for appropriations, or excess resources over or under appropriations. In the past, we've had a lot of trouble trusting mayors, and he's not over the hill yet. And I'm just being honest. So we're gonna try this route. I'm willing to try it.
Well, so a couple of things. First of all, I want to make sure, and thank you, Bonnie. I showed her that because when you look at the ordinances, they put that verbiage in these ordinances, but there was no ordinance to have a line item budget. It was just put in verbiage, and that's not acceptable. The reason why I went to this is I felt it was a way to streamline, because when there are things that need to be done, we don't want to wait 2 weeks for another meeting and then have a first reading and a second reading to have these approvals. Some things need to be done right away. But the commitment I made to this council was it was going to be transparent. Anything that we moved from one account to the other, you would be notified of it. But what also you do with that is you now know the 2 accounts. If from 7,000 to 8,000, making up numbers here, that I take out of 8,000, I move $50,000 into 7,000 account. That means now you're going to watch 8,000 and make sure there's no money spent. That's the oversight for this council. We've been trying to educate people on the way this process works, because we want to make sure they are the stewards of the money. And once they've approved this, their job really begins. Their job really begins to make sure that we're following it. And then if something happens, unexpected emergency, like the $600,000 there at Gaddy's, okay, those things are not planned. So when those things happen, we have to have a process. And I told Bonnie this, and I told Faith this. If this doesn't work, they still have the authority to change. They can vote in a line item if they want to. That's the key to this, is that we want to show a way that's more efficient in running government, because Lord knows we've seen things inefficient that way, as far as the delays that things get done. But they still have the authority up here to do what they think is right if the mayor's not doing the right thing for the city. And I want that very clear to you all. I want it very clear to these folks up here. They've been very supportive. We have got a lot done in almost 5 months. It's because we've been working together. And that is, Bonnie's right. We got to build a trust. And that trust is that they still have a process to keep a check on the way we're spending money. But I can tell you, and they all know it, and I think they've proved it as well, this is about Shepherdsville. This isn't about the mayor. It's not about the council. We want to make sure that you all know how we're going to do things right and do them efficient, instead of having some of the delays that we've had and some of the things that happen. I try to tell people all the time, there's no perfect document. Might be the Constitution. But outside of that, we've got to really think about the way we're running our business, that we can get things done. We've been able to get a lot done in a short time because of that. I just got to watch my time limit. I was found out Thursday that I'm on a time limit, right, Bonnie? All right, so we keep things going the right way. But I thank you for all that. And again, you guys have that skill set. If you do not like something, then do that to oversee, make sure I'm doing it the right way. And Bonnie reminded me that she's not afraid to tell me things.
No, she's not.
Right, and maybe not some of the other ones up here, right, Faith?
Right.
All right, so anyway, I appreciate that. Again, a little explanation for everybody out in the audience, because when we change things, it's sometimes wonder why. But it's to be more efficient about the way we run our business. All right, with that said, 02303. Give her a break. You have to read all that stuff. All right.
And an ordinance adopting the City of Shepherdsville, Bullock County, Kentucky sewer operation and maintenance budget for the fiscal year July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024 by estimating the revenues and department. Summary number 1 provides the annual budget for sewer operation and maintenance for fiscal year July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024. 2 provides for repeal of inconsistent laws, severability provisions, and an effective date upon passage and publication. 3 The full text of this ordinance, Section 1 reads, that the annual sewer operation and maintenance budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2023 and ending June 30th, 2024 is hereby adopted as follows. Resources. Fund balance carried forward from fiscal year 2022 to 2023, $2,026,000. Estimated revenues. Sewer revenue, LWC, is $3,646,250. Sewer revenue, Mount Washington Sewer, $29,500. Jim Beam payment, $2,900,000. Sewer capacity fee, $50,000. Sewer connections tap on, $80,000. Sewer connections interceptor, $2,000. Residential commercial sludge, $15,000. Interest income, $100,000. Miscellaneous revenue, $1,000. Total estimated revenues, $6,823,750. Total resources available for appropriations, $8,849,750. Appropriations, total payroll expenses, $1,326,273.09. Total employee expenses, $334,522. Total department operating expenses, $963,200. Total facilities and equipment expenses, $1,408,500. Total contractor fees, services, $485,000. Total capital expenses, $4,198,711.62. Total administrative, $8,716,206.71. Total appropriations, $8,716,206.71. Excess of resources over under appropriations, $133,543.29. Estimated fund balance to be carried forward to fiscal year 2023-2024, $133,543.29.
Thank you again. That's getting the first reading on both of those right now. And again, we've got 3 weeks, so let's make sure, I mean, anything we can do, Tanya's available, I'm available. She's gonna have bid numbers for you to kind of finish off the next 2.5 weeks, so you guys have any questions about that when you get it, please don't hesitate, because obviously we wanna keep on schedule, but at the same time, I wanna make sure we answer any questions. Are we good so far? I know it's pretty lengthy here. All right, so 023, this is a resolution, and this is about opening the new accounts. This first one is for the 30 million. We actually had to open up a new account to put the money that we draw from that 30 million. So we're actually setting this up. We have a resolution 023-008 resolution, please.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to open a new account at West Banco for city and park capital bond projects in the city of Shepherdsville and providing signatures on said account. Whereas at a duly called meeting held on May 22nd, 2023, the city council authorized the mayor to open a new bank account at West Banco to be used for the $30 million bond funds to be deposited when the city draws on said funds. The account shall require 2 signatures to access any funds from said account. Those signatures shall be the mayor's and either the city clerk or deputy city clerk. The people currently holding said offices are Jose Cabero, mayor, Brenda Whitecamp, city clerk, Jacqueline Newton, deputy city clerk. This resolution having been adopted at a regular meeting of the Shepherdsville City Council on the 22nd day of May, 2023.
All right, and so basically this is to open a new account for the loan. That's where we're gonna put that money in it, so, we need a, motion to approve this. All right, motion by Faye,
I'll second.
second by Brad. Miss Brenda?
Ms. Mingus? Ms. Enlow?
Yes.
Ms. Portman?
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
Mr. Hibbert?
Yes.
Ms. Mendez?
Yes.
Thank you all for that. And then we have another resolution, and this resolution is what we've talked about in some of our meetings. We obviously try to manage the money that the city actually holds on to. And we're trying to, and what's happened in this last 6 months, not quite 6 months, but in the last 5 months, what we've had is the banks have come to us because of our credit standing and our funds and trying to give us the best interest rates. So Brenda's going away. Did something I said? I know. Just messing with her. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're actually moving our funds to the banks that wanna work with us on our interest rate. If you look at our revenue dollars, we're very proud of the fact that we're able to manage our accounts to raise another $500,000 in interest for the city. Which, I mean, that's a big deal. That's a large amount of money. So what we need to do is we're actually, because we've got a great partner in West Banco, we have an account at another bank that this resolution actually says that we can move this money into the bank that's gonna give us the kind of money that's gonna receive these kind of interest. So we just want you all to know that that's why it's gonna be in a resolution. So with that said, Resolution 023-009.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to open a new account at West Baco, transferring the sewer account funds from Republic Bank for the sewer operating account and providing signatures on said account. Whereas at a duly called meeting held on May 22nd, 2023, the city council authorized the mayor to open a new bank account at West Banco, transferring the funds from Republic Bank to be used for the sewer operating account. The account shall require 2 signatures to access any funds from said account. Those signatures shall be the mayor's and either the city clerk or deputy city clerk. The people currently holding said offices are Jose Cabero, mayor; Brenda Whitecamp, city clerk; Jacqueline Newton, deputy city clerk. This resolution having been adopted at a regular meeting of the Shepherdsville City Council on the 22nd day of May 2023.
All right, and again, also, this is the account, like I said, to just move it from one bank to another. And we need need a motion on that, please.
I'll make a motion.
Brad, you need a second, please. Paula, please. Miss Brenda?
Mr. Hibbert,
Yes.
Ms. Enlow,
Yes.
Ms. Mendez,
Yes.
Ms. Portman,
Yes.
Ms. Mangus, Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Well, thank you all. Just to explain this next resolution, it is part of our ARPA funding, but anytime that we do this, we have to have a resolution to show you that we're spending money out of ARPA. We do have to report that to Ms. Jennifer at KIPTA. And one of the things we're trying to do, and it's a little bit of a phases as far as connecting the city. We talk a lot about being able to walk around the city. We can't quite do that yet. But we do know there are people that actually stop in our city, and they get off one place, right there at Joby Hall with all those fast foods there, and then on Adam Shepherd. So on the Joby Hall side, we do have those restaurants, and people stay in those hotels. We were trying to find a way to connect that as we start some of the construction we're gonna do over the next year. Well, a good place to start was, if you stay in those hotels, we'd like you to be able to walk to get something instead of get back in your car. So this ARPA money is to start a sidewalk. Now, this is only a small section. We have others that'll be a lot larger than this, so you're gonna see some of these sidewalk projects be over $100,000. All right, but that's all part of what we're trying to do. We've got some construction money tied up and all that, but what we wanna do today, we wanted to do something that tied with our partners back there that we've been working with, Paracut Springs, the 2 hotels. We want to build that kind of partnership with them, as well as we want people to be more welcome when they come into the city. That's why this money we were asking to be allocated. It's the 023, I have my cheaters on, 010, but it is also, I'll let you just read this first and we'll go from there.
A resolution authorizing and directing the mayor to execute any documents which are deemed necessary by the U.S. Treasury to participate in the American Rescue Plan State and Local Fiscal Recovery Funds, known as ARP-SLRF program, authorizing the mayor to have full authority on and authorizing the mayor to act as the authorized correspondent for the proposed project. Whereas city desires funding for expenses incurred due to the public health emergency with respect to the coronavirus disease 2019, known as COVID-19, on behalf of the residents of the city, and whereas it is recognized that ARP-SLRF funds are available to the city pursuant to the American Rescue Plan, and impose certain obligations and responsibilities upon the city that require, among other things, 1, reporting to the U.S. Treasury with annual reports on eligible project spending of the ARP-SLRF funds, and 2, other obligations of the city in connection with receiving the ARP-SLRF funds for the purposes stated herein. Whereas the proposed project of a sidewalk installation, curb repair, drainage fix, and pavement regrading at the intersection of Paracut Springs Drive and Joby Hall would be an eligible expense under the following categories listed by the U.S. Treasury for the ARP-SLRF program. 1, government services. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Shepherdsville, Kentucky as follows: that the City of Shepherdsville will use $29,225 of the funds provided by the ARP-SLRF for allocation sidewalk installation, curb repair, drainage fix, and pavement regrading.
All right. You did that pretty good. Nice. All right, so I need a motion to approve this. Paula, and I need a second, please.
I'll second.
All right. Okay. Ms. Brenda?
Ms.
Yeah, discussion. Go ahead, Mike. Yeah.
A couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
Here here on the back, they have excluded from the pricing, just a couple of things there. Rock removal, meaning as they dig down, they run into rock, there could be additional, I know it only calls for a 12-inch trench. So if they run into rock and that's, I don't think they should run into it, Scott?
Yeah,
Scott,
okay. Say probably not.
Probably not at that depth. And what are the bonds? Is there no bond for them? Typically, they pass that on to us.
On the money that's being allocated here?
No, no. It's just excluded from the pricing on the estimate.
Let me see this one.
I have the,
This is just a,
right here.
let's see if it- let's see if it-
I don't have the second page.
I don't have, yeah, I don't,
Hang on. I have it.
'cause I think,
Here, you want a little?
yeah, let me see it. Let me-
There you go.
You've got
You
it.
got it? I got it.
There you go. That's what he's talking about.
So it excluded from pricing, the last one is, says bond. I'm saying typically when a contractor has to post a bond, they just include that in their bid. So is there no bond on this work?
Hey, Scott, you want to answer that?
On this particular job, there won't be a bond on it, Mike. This is under $30,000. They won't get paid until we approve.
Okay.
But it can go
Oh, no,
over 30,000.
that's fair. I
because of all
don't know
this.
that. The other thing is too, and if we do have a situation that we go over this, we'll bring it to you. If there was anything that causes this product to go over 30, we're gonna bring it to you anyway. It's just this, like I said, this is one of the smaller projects. Oh, thank you, thank you. Bonnie, did you have something else? You wanna add something there? I heard you there.
Excluded from pricing, these things that are on here, in case they come up, then that puts us over our 30,000 greatly. It's a little beyond point to bring it back to us. Once we've already spent 29,000, we might as well go ahead
I don't know
and
how much.
finish it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know
So-
how much it would be more than that. I mean, Scott?
I don't know, but I do wanna bring up some points with that part of the street there. In the past, well, still going on, we have had major issues with trucks wanting to park there. And then we had trouble, I know Faith remembers all the trouble we had when they were tearing it up through there. They would pull over Martin, they were getting stuck and we don't wanna spend a bunch of money on sidewalks and have them do the same thing again.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about.
On
So-
that side of the road, when the
Yeah.
truckers come out, they like to pull over there and park so they can go to the restaurants. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Scott?
This is actually south of that.
Yeah.
Faircase Springs Drive. This won't be on Joby Hall where the trucks parking in the past on it.
It's where that first hotel is on the left as you come into the road.
When you
there,
pull
Parakeet.
in the conference center right there.
Yeah, that road, it's on that side right there. We're just trying to make some connectivity from the parking lot, that's over there, parking lot, straight to Joby Hall. It's just on that side. If you remember how you went there to vote?
Oh, okay, so, but the plans are to come down there further eventually, right?
We have a whole bunch of connectivity with this. We were just trying to take care of those people that stayed at the hotel.
We currently have sidewalks there. And that's what we're talking about, the sidewalk ends and shoots down
Yeah.
Faircase Springs Drive.
We're just trying to finish it off so you can walk from that area, basically from that parking lot, you can walk all the way down past that hotel and go right to the fast food place and start with Fazoli's over there. So it just ties in.
And
the
who
hotel
owns that
wall.
piece of property?
The hotel, that's, which one is that? Who owns the hotel?
property?
The property or the hotel?
No,
The
hotel.
property, where the, where,
property?
It's owned by
Right
Raytheon.
away is the city.
But the,
As far as the property itself, the 17 acres where it is.
that's, Stouts own that.
The Stouts own that property, and then the hotel owns the adjacent property.
Yeah, that's, hotel.
I don't have any more questions.
No, no worries, thank you. I mean, I think the key for it is we're just trying to find, as we aesthetically try to get ourselves connected here, we have a whole lot more than is gonna be what we got going on. But this was a small piece that we could actually do to kind of get started on. People that came into those hotels that could walk.
Have we asked the hotel, I'm sorry, have we asked the hotels if they'd like to get in on this? Couple thousand, 5,000?
We haven't
I mean,
asked anything from
It's
them.
gonna benefit them.
Yeah, well, there's other things that we're gonna be doing with that area development, but I mean, this would be not asking. We just think this is an opportunity really to try to really aesthetically make it a little more friendly to get around for people that come into our town.
I know at one time it was talked about several years ago on council, and they had talked about trying to get all of them to put in so much, and the city would match it or something, but
I
I don't know how
I
long
don't
ago
think,
that was.
I don't think that's a bad idea. I think there's
I
things
don't
that we
either.
could do to continue to discuss with the
Yeah.
business back there, because they're all gonna benefit, just like we talk about downtown Faith. There's not a problem with doing that, and I think that we just want to have an opportunity that we can do something. It doesn't mean we can't come back and have that conversation, and I'll be glad to put it on my list. Okay? Brad, any questions? Miss Jennifer? Everybody good? Paula? Mike? All right, well, thank you, guys. All right, Miss Brenda, if we're all good, can we get a roll call, please?
Absolutely. Mr. Whitaker,
Yes.
Ms. Mangus,
Yes.
Ms. Portman,
No.
did you say no?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Hibbert,
Yes.
Ms. Mendez,
No.
Ms. Enlow.
No.
It's a tiebreaker.
And I vote yes for that. Thank you all. Appreciate your opinions. I appreciate everybody's opinion on that. And we can work on things like that, even in the fact that, Faith, I appreciate your points, Jennifer, Bonnie. Let's keep looking at things we can continue to do, building this relationship with these folks. I think there's some opportunity there. I think they'll all benefit from some of the money we're
We're
spending.
fine. Yeah.
No, I think it's good. All right. I'm just working on the trust thing.
Don't you? Buy me Diet Mountain Dews will help.
Hey, I'm on probation. I'm working here, trying to get some stars. All right, trying to get exactly where we're at here. All right.
Sign speakers, we
Oh,
don't have any.
we don't have any, sign speakers. All right, here's what we're gonna do before we do anything else. I need Faith Portman to go there, and I need, Amber, please. Can you both go, and maybe, can you take care of reaching that button? I'm not, oh, sorry, Faith. I had to do it. Hey, I only did one yesterday, Faith. I only said one, remember yesterday, I only did one of those?
I was making short jokes.
Right. So I wanted you guys to see, because listen, we're gonna talk a lot about, and we've been talking a lot about it, but these two did a really good job with Troy King and really making things happen for our first food truck invasion. We think we had between 4,500 and 5,000 people in that park.
Never
The
been in.
traffic was amazing.
It was.
It was beautiful weather. I ordered
No
that.
complaints, no complaints.
But anyway,
That was the
why
best
don't you talk a little, just a quick thing, how you met Troy, and then just kind of, it's been a great relationship with him, it's been good, but these two have done a really good job, and Amber with the PR, you guys, I want to tell you both thank you, so, go ahead.
In the beginning, I seen the Hillview had a food truck invasion, and I thought, oh my gosh, that'd be great. So, actually Holly here said, well, you need to contact the Louisville Food Truck Association. That's what I did, that was back in October. And they told me, wait till January, and we'll give you a day. And I said, well, I want the first one, but I didn't get the first one. But anyways, it's okay, I told him it was good, because he's a great guy. But, we set it all up, had everything, we got the band set up. I don't know, it was just,
It all fell into place.
it did, it was like so smooth, wasn't it?
Caroline, his PR, she did the news for us. I was on the back end, promoted it through Facebook and all the other social media. I do want to thank fire, the police,
Yeah.
Bullitt County EMS,
Public Works.
Public Works. Y'all were amazing. Thank you all. Mayor, very supportive of us bringing the food trucks here. So we are looking to do another one here soon.
Did we hear
so-
from him?
In the fall.
Not yet. I'm going to call him tomorrow.
We're gonna
so.
stalk this guy for getting our second one
He
set.
only answers his phone between certain hours of the day.
10 to 2.
It's Troy King, by the way.
Well, I tell you what, it was amazing, and I want to tell you all, that represents a lot of good stuff. I mean, we walked down, I got to see some baseball games going on in the park, and I know Mike came, Paula came, you two were there, obviously. Bonnie didn't get a chance to make it, Brad made it, and I know Jennifer was busy, but I tell you what, I know there's some folks here in the audience that went to that. It was an absolutely amazing time in
Yeah,
Shepherdsville.
nice.
It was great, so much different food. We had beer, wine, some cocktails. I always look better after a couple of cocktails.
He really does, it's the truth.
Yeah, it's the truth. It's the truth. But I tell you what, it's a lot of fun. That's the kind of things that are going on right now. That's what we should be getting excited about. They've been working hard up here, supporting things we're doing. But I gotta tell you, so then on top of that, we had a mayor's walk, which was awesome. Saturday, we got a chance. We actually raised $870 for Colston's Clubhouse. And so that gives them an opportunity for 3 different events they can put on through the year for their kids. So we're excited. I tried to reach out to her today. I left her a message. But I want to tell you, I really appreciate everything you did. Amber, you're a good protege. You guys are doing good. And, I'm expecting big things, no pressure. But you've always got faith in your corner there. But I wanted to bring both of you guys up because you really did a good job with it. And I tell you, I want to personally tell you thank you to both of you guys.
Thank you.
It was a great time.
And
So
it
thank you all.
did. Thank you.
Oh, somebody's got to turn that button off, man.
Oh,
Man, can't have it. All right, just kidding. All right, so with that said, Dwayne is here. I saw Dwayne somewhere. Is he hiding back here? I thought,
he's right there
where is he at?
with his hand on his cheek. He's daydreaming.
You're hiding behind Brenda's. You're hiding. So would you have any, well, you're next. I don't have anybody from planning and zoning, so I knew you were next. Yes, sir.
I'm daydreaming.
That's okay.
Dreaming about Saturday.
There you go.
Yeah, the all we had was, for City of Shepherdville was one, like the two buildings. It was the Dexter building, which was, 2524 South Preston Highway.
Uh-huh.
Well, what is this comprehensive plan made on the size of the building? They had to have like 9,000 parking places. So we cut both buildings back down. They only needed 700 for both buildings.
Okay. Okay.
Cut back down.
That's a pretty large number.
That's pretty regular anymore. Big buildings got
Uh-huh.
coming around. They always report they had like 1,000 parking places.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was that. I didn't realize that was the number. That's a big number.
8,000 for those two buildings.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Still all city limits.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. No, I did. Oh, yes, thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, so we're gonna do a little different here. We're gonna start with Steve Schmidt. Come on, Steve, come on up here. They did a really good job Saturday. Unfortunately, every time he was at an intersection, I seemed to catch up with him. It wasn't really my good luck. All right, just tell us about that. I mean, it was great Saturday.
Just to the council members, last week during the meetings, we talked about possibly having our job descriptions on tonight. Ran into a little bit of a hiccup. I think the fire department went through some same things, and the state is very specific as opposed to like one of them we had, for an example, police patrol officer. Well, it didn't match up from a description 20 years ago, so they won't accept it. We did get everything just under the wire. They're gonna meet, I think, June the 12th, maybe?
13th. It's the 13th. Uh-huh.
And we should have them approved everything we had, so we'll be back hopefully the next meeting, get that off our plate and have that done. So that was one of the big things. We've got finally a date that came through today for our accreditation. That's gonna be June the 12th, actually.
Okay.
Everything's hitting around then.
All right.
So we should pass that. It's looking good right now and everything. And I didn't get a chance to review last meeting we had here. I think I may have said it saved us 12%. I think it's actually 10%, but still it's a good savings for the city. So we should have that. We should get this accreditation award, I think in August is when they plan on presenting it. Other than that, I would just say that I know we had a really good crowd for Sunday, and also considering the weather,
Yeah.
I'd say the first one for the walk was very good too.
Yeah, that's fine.
My equipment is still drying out in the garage, so Mr. Hibbert, that's why my uniform's not on. It's drying still, because it was pouring, and we still had, what, 50 or 60
Yeah, we did. We
people,
actually had
so-
83 people sign up for the walk, and it was our first one.
And
So-
we're learning from
Yeah.
each time that we have it. I know, in fact, we've got our meeting tomorrow about Bullet Blast, and I think, the crowd that we had here yesterday is probably a good sign for what's gonna happen for Bullet
Oh,
Blast
yeah.
also this year.
I mean, they
so.
were parking all the way almost Frankie Simon's side. They were parking out by St. Aloysius. It was amazing to see the number of cars, number of people there, so it was awesome. But I do want to make sure one other thing too. So they're finishing up their collective bargaining. So what you're going to get is probably as soon as we get it finalized, it looks like they got it voted on for the police, 27-7 was the vote. So they passed their collective bargaining. We're going to get it to you. I got to get it to Catherine from a legal standpoint, and then you guys.
I was gonna ask when we'll get it.
Yes, ma'am. So yeah, we're finished. We just actually they had a couple little dotting i's and
Yeah,
crossing
just a
t's.
couple typos in
But
it
yeah,
that they need
we
to change.
were told
and-
they have it. I should get that to you guys here next few days, so you guys can read over that. And again, I'd like, if you, when it comes to anything, especially from a legal standpoint, if you'll reach out to Catherine, because I can tell you that's better, or reach out to the police chief, because obviously he represents the city, but obviously we want to make sure, we're pretty happy that they've done some things, they've worked with us on some things that we thought were really important and all this, so we appreciate it, Steve, and like I said, appreciate you guys being involved this weekend.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
I'll just leave it on.
Leave it on. Come on, chief, come on up here. Now, he's kind of like the favorite because he actually did the walk. Thanks, Lane. Thanks, Lane. All right, come on up here. Yeah, it was a good cause. It was a good cause.
Really don't have a lot to report. We went out to Utah this week, or not Utah,
Las Vegas.
Nevada, and, did some finalizations on the truck refurbing. And, if everything goes right, they said they're gonna start on it in the middle of July, and we should have it back in 4 to 5 months.
Okay. Great to see you Saturday, and like I said, your group was really good again yesterday. We had a good time. I know that Troy King had mentioned that we had it towards the, the front of the park, up from the downtown side, but they were talking about, like, we had the police fire truck out there, maybe the EMS, have some fun things for the kids to look and see, with that reason, we want to make sure that they can see, you guys as far as what you do, and I thought that was kind of cool. Great day yesterday. Like I said, I can't talk enough about that, but thank you for your team to be out there yesterday, and thank you for walking, Lane. Right. Hey, so hey, Scott, come up here real quick. You might as well talk again. We'll let you do this again.
Scott said thanks a lot.
Yeah, he's been on vacation. We got to put him to work.
Yeah, I know, I called him, I didn't know he was on
Yeah.
vacation, sorry about that.
I
But
think
I
we-
answered, didn't I?
You did.
Right?
Thank
Right.
you.
Nope, it was on. You almost had a Joe Fleming moment. I just stopped. All right. God love my.
I just want to reiterate the invite, June 8th. Make sure you guys can make it out. If not, I'll try to get you a video conference. That way you can see it. It's a big deal for us. It's going to save us a ton of money, and it's a really good thing for us
Yeah.
right now.
I think for the sewer department, they had a really bad problem. What day was it with the 480?
Yes.
Most people don't realize, I mean, they were working till like 11 and 12 o'clock at night to work on this break. And they
Yeah,
couldn't
we-
find the manhole. That was another scary thing. That's another story for another day.
Yeah, the state had paved over one of our manholes, so that made it a little bit difficult.
Yeah, and we couldn't, they were trying to find it in order to find the leak to get it taken care of, so.
But
just
all our guys did good. We got it taken care of, and we had a really good contractor, so we got it taken care of.
Yeah, and one of the things that I want to make sure, because we didn't have Tom here today, and obviously Tom didn't have anything specifically that he wanted to mention as far as the projects, but there is a lot. I mean, there are a lot of projects that Tom's already got started. We sent something to you guys to see kind of what's on there. We're going to keep adding to the list, but that list is going to be never ending. It is what it is, but we are trying to make sure when people call in, we're putting them on the list and figure things out. So we're following up. We have responded very well. But one thing that's neat is between some of the projects Sewers does, we talked about this before, and Public Works, there's some tie-in that we can save the taxpayers money. We're gonna do that. We're gonna be smart about that. The other thing is there's equipment that they use that Tom can use as well, because like it's very challenging on the Taco Bell side. We cleared it all out. But that piece of equipment's not an easy piece of equipment, but we did get some stuff that you guys were working on today, right?
Yeah, actually, we kind of finalized the list on it. We initially planned on spending about $500,000, but fortunately for us, we've come in at about 170 less than what we expected, so.
And so some of the numbers that you guys see on your budgets, that's where that comes from. I mean, that's where some of these pieces of equipment, they're not cheap.
No.
And so, but we need them, because again, we look at the things that we're taking care of. Some of it's state, but we can't wait on them. There's years before they come to us, and, we want our city to always look nice when you come into it. So I think that's important for everybody to know, so. I want to make sure, I appreciate it. I won't ask you to come up again, I promise.
Fair enough.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, I do actually have Brenda up here, if she wants to give us anything really profound about admin. Or Tanya, you want to throw something in there? You want to throw anything in there?
It's still all budgets, new systems.
Yeah. Yeah. So the
We're
QuickBooks is,
crazy.
yeah. Yeah, go ahead, come up here for a minute. Because the QuickBooks thing is our payroll. We're really trying to make sure that becomes more efficient for us, so we're pretty excited
So
about that.
we upgraded to QuickBooks, which is challenging because it's laid out totally different than what we were used to, so we are learning as we're going. We are doing budgets, which is very time-consuming. We are preparing for the audit. We've got a request for the 22 audit of 84 items, 84 requests. So, and that one request could result in, Holly sent them about 75 invoices with all of the attachments on it today. So, but I am thankful that we have the appropriate staffing to get this done. So Holly and Jessica, the two new hires in the accounting department, are great. They have been great additions to the staff.
Absolutely.
And are providing, I can delegate things to them to send to the auditors to even without those things going on, we have the regular financials, and then it is time for our benefits renewal. So if anybody's went through that, you're aware of the people who plan those events and make those changes in payroll. It's a big deal. So that'll end. We'll have people in-house in June and July for the employees to make those decisions and get meetings scheduled, and,
I appreciate it. Like I said, I know we've been working on a lot of stuff. I've been visiting you a lot,
yes.
you know, to try to get some things squared away. But I think, like I said, you know, we're coming around, but again, I wanna make sure you guys know, I mean, I appreciate what she's doing, and there's a lot that they're juggling right now. But one of the things that we've actually, we're gonna use Holly for, is Holly's gonna do the line by line of every dollar for that 30 million. You will see every dollar. And one thing too, Scott, I just talked to some of them, we're doing some approximates. We are gonna actually get you some real detailed numbers, but everybody wants to know where the $30 million is going. Okay, it's really simple. About half of that's going into the aquatic center. That's the pretty easy thing, because between the property acquisition and demolition, to make that what we're really proud of, that's gonna take half that money. Between the streetscape and our town square, you're probably looking at about 4 million in that, and 11 million is the rest of the park area. They're not holding us to it, but I got word from Bonnie, she's not holding us to it, but they do understand. But we're gonna give them more. What? Yeah, so they got engineers working on this, because we're still waiting on LG&E to give us what the actual cost is to move the telephone lines from the side, from the main street to the sides. There's an expense with that. So I think the biggest thing for most people to see is that it is gonna meet that, or we're gonna stay with that. If there's a chance that with the way our costs are going, then we'll probably cut something back in that park. Because we know the aquatic center and the streetscape are a big part of what we're trying to do for our downtown area. And obviously, we can't even talk about how much that value of that pool is gonna be for us. So we'll keep everybody involved. I'd like to encourage you guys the next couple of weeks, come see me again. I know we did a little bit of it, but we can spend a little more time with it so you can see more detail, so you can let the public know what we're doing. Because we do want you all to know. It's a very exciting time to be part of Shepherdsville, but we want you some details. So with that said, I didn't get over my time limit on that one, Bonnie, did I?
Getting close.
All right, council members. Miss Paula? Nope. We had no signing pictures. I'm sorry, Mike. I think she mentioned that earlier, but, all right. Miss Paula?
Oh, well, I went to the food truck convention that everybody I talked to, they loved it, so, looking forward to another one. And let's see, our next beautification meeting is Wednesday at 6:30 in this room, so everyone's welcome to come. And then we have our fundraiser, which is June the 11th, and it's a pasta dinner for $5. So you can't go to McDonald's or anywhere and eat for $5, but you just have to buy your ticket beforehand. So Deb has tickets, Mike has tickets, I have tickets, or you can purchase them. And Shannon has tickets. Or you can purchase them at City Hall, but they're only $5, and they're gonna have giveaways and prizes and stuff, so it's gonna be fun. And Charlie has them.
Excuse me?
What? Oh, yes, and we'll have a booth at Farmer, selling our tickets too, the first day.
Did you forget about my cake?
Oh,
Make
we're
it
doing a
cake.
cake auction too that day. That's free, anybody can enter. Mayor's entering a cake, so,
I got this. My cake will be fine, Bonnie.
yeah.
What time is that?
What time? It's, from 1 to 4, and that's June 11th, and it's a Sunday.
It's at
At Paraket Springs.
Yeah, Park Springs. Yeah, all the proceeds go to actually our beautification, and I think that's awesome. And I think with some of the things we need to do, every penny counts for us. So we
Yes.
appreciate it.
That's all.
All right,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Ms. Paula. Mike?
I just wondered, in the email you had, Tom or you had sent out the road projects for this coming
Tom,
year.
yeah.
I noticed on that was Bel Air, which has been off for a long time, need a lot of attention. What kind of issues are addressed? I know there was water problems and stuff
So,
like that, so.
I'm not gonna ask if anybody's been down Bel Air, and, yeah, and if you have, it's horrendous. And one of the things is, it is a city road, and we have citizens that live back there, not many. But I have concerns with the properties back there. We talk a lot about our ordinances, and I don't see JD since the time I told him I was gonna take care of him. He hasn't been at a meeting. But I tried to go see him, and JD wasn't home. But I think there's concerns with what's going on there. We're gonna have to figure out with that road, how we can minimize that cost.
Yeah.
But the road to actually do the whole thing, I tell you, I speak for the citizens of Shepherdsville, it's a tough one to invest in, but it's been like that for a long time, and it's an horrendous road. So we're gonna get creative back there, and I'll get with Tom, and we're gonna see what we can do to make it at least passable. But there's a lot of work to be done there, and I'm not talking about the roads.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That was it.
We need to fix somehow all that water runoff that keeps tearing up the road.
Yeah, I think it's from that left side if you're going back on that road. Again, you know, we haven't talked to me and Tom have been not, I had Scott and Arthur back there looking at it. It's a challenge to do that. The money that we're thinking about spending on that, it kind of makes you cringe when you're thinking about investing that, when we have other places that we can do some of these road repairs and really get our money's worth. Don't want to say that in a way that says I don't care about Bel Air, but I'm telling you what, when you measure up that versus some others, but it's been like that for so long. So it's gonna be a tough decision, Mike, but I tell you what, we'll put some real serious thought to it. I mean, anybody's got any ideas, I can tell you it's a challenge. Yes, sir.
That's it.
No, okay. Thank you, Mike. Ms. Haight?
Yes, I just want to say again, first off, I want to praise Amber on her hard work with the food truck. She's done great. I want to say thank you to all the employees, and I got several compliments from several employees about Public Works, how the park looked, because I, for one, never seen a bit of garbage on the lawn over there, and that's very impressive, because Bullet Blast, you see that stuff all the time, so I hope it's like that for Bullet Blast this year. But I want to say thank you to all the employees and everybody that came. I mean, it was amazing, and I was so happy, and the band
Very
was
good band. Very good band.
amazing. So anyways, I just want to say thank you to everybody.
Before I pass it on to Jennifer, I want to tell you something. It's also the people that were there. They did a really good job of making sure their trash was put in the trash cans. It was amazing. Everybody did exactly what they needed to do. It was just, it was just awesome. Thank you all. All right, Ms. Jennifer?
I don't have anything.
No, okay. All right, Mr. Brad?
Again, food truck invasion was awesome, great turnout, I think, and Public Works guys did do a tremendous
All of
job.
them did, but that was amazing to keep all that garbage out.
Yeah. And then, since my brothers and sisters in the fire department are here, congratulations to you all on your collective bargaining. As a 17-year IAFF member, we had to fight pretty hard to get collective bargaining, so I hope you understand what a privilege it is. And for everybody sitting up here, collective bargaining is a shared responsibility between the management and the labor. So we agree to, or we commit to providing fair wages, compensation, working conditions, resources, things of that nature. They commit to being a professional, well-trained firefighting force. And when everybody realizes their roles and responsibilities, you have a great public safety unit that benefits everyone. So I know the police department are finishing up theirs, and then we'll be working on those. But there's a lot of public safety agencies that have to fight really hard to get collective bargaining with their employers. So it's a huge step, I think, for Shepherdsville to commit to doing this without being forced to do so by the legislature. So it's a very progressive step, and I applaud us for doing that.
Good, big deal. It really is a big deal for you guys, but it says we support you guys, so we want to get it. But thank you for that. That's very good, Brad. Thank you. Ms. Bonnie?
Last but not least. Okay, we have the splash park that you all put on hold because eventually we're gonna bring all that stuff through there. These people have been promised a splash park year after year after year. I would rather go ahead and put it in and have to spend the cost to change something later. And, cause how long is it gonna take us to actually get all that through there? That's not gonna be a fast process. I want our kids to be able to use the splash park. I'm willing to use a little more money to have to fix it after you come through with all that main stuff. It might take 2-3 years before we get that through there. We shouldn't do that to our kids.
Well, and I have no problem with it. I can tell you, we're talking to Scott and Tom and the rest of the folks involved. We are going to start that process to put those lines in. Those lines will be put in as soon as we can start digging dirt over there, because we want to get that part done. Let's look at it. Let's take a look at it with Rob. Let's give it Rob, because there's a lot of things that go into play with all the pieces with that park. Let's do this. We'll get together. We'll call Rob tomorrow, and in our conversations, let's just see where we're at with that. We want to accelerate it. I have no problem with your passion for that, or either Faith's or anybody's, because I know it's a lot of work and really didn't get across the finish line. And I know that's a big deal. But I think when you're talking about what we're actually going to do, yes, we're actually asking you to wait just a little bit more, but the prize is so much bigger. And
But our weather's getting
I know.
ready to be
I
there.
don't know how, do we have an idea how fast that would be? Yeah.
There has to be a proper control to build that area, and for that to happen, we have to tear down the old building that's there. And that control building will be incorporated into the bathrooms and the concession area.
Yeah, there's quite a bit going on with that.
So it's not as simple as just getting that up.
Well, can we try to look at something, to do something for these kids? I mean, it's been what, 3 years, 4 years?
Yeah,
that
we have all those-
continuously promised them, and I can tell you, the citizens are mad. They're mad.
Yeah.
They feel like we've been lying to them all this time. And they're not happy about it, and I've had some find out, they go, oh, well, we heard that y'all not gonna do it now until later. I tried to explain, they said that's not good enough reason.
Right.
Well,
They're
do they know,
upset.
do they, and again, I can appreciate that. Obviously, I wasn't involved in that, but I think the key in all this is that what we're doing to move forward, I think if you're talking about all the things that we're planning, you know, we wanna make sure that, yes, it's disheartening that we wouldn't have it ready for this summer. But I gotta tell you, some of those areas over there, by next summer, could be a possibility. And I think the key for us is a lot of that area in the park, because it's just a lot of groundwork there, that's gonna be easy to get done. So to try between now and to have it for the summer, that's a challenge even if we got construction started. So to answer that question, I don't know that it can be done this summer. But I can tell you, we'll work our damnedest to make sure we have it next summer. Because that's the best I think we can do it reasonably, do it right. So, I'm not an engineer, but I do know enough about these schedules, and some of that stuff will take a little time for us. It'll take 3 months to do.
If they can find a way,
I will look at it.
Look
I
into
promise
it.
you I'll do that.
We have everything sitting in Public Works right now, the tank, all the material. And, you
Everything's
know,
there.
is it sitting there dry rotting? That's my thing.
No.
You know,
No,
and
that equipment's not dry right.
Tom and I put a lot of work into that.
We get all
did,
that. I
and-
mean, I cannot, I am saddened by the fact that it took that long.
Me
It is.
too.
Yeah, and
And I
again,
stayed on their butts, but it didn't
Yeah.
happen.
well,
Yeah.
so let's do that. Let me do it. I'll take a look at, I will give you an honest opinion about it first thing in the morning, then give it to my folks, and at least let's give you an answer that's, maybe not the answer you want, but at least some real idea of real time.
we owe it to our citizens.
Absolutely.
We do.
Yeah, but I wanna make sure that, and I totally appreciate that passion, but remember, show them what all is coming. That's the best part of even, gosh, we hate it, we don't have what we need, but let's show them that we've got some really good things
We
coming.
can show them what's coming, and I appreciate that, but you know what they're gonna say, well, you told us the same thing on Splash Park.
Yeah.
So they don't
They
wanna hear
will.
it, they don't wanna hear it,
For years.
they just don't wanna hear it.
But this is a different administration, so.
It's, yeah,
Right.
And a
And
different
stuff
council
is gonna
working
get
together.
done.
that's,
People don't
that's
care.
true, but that, you know, it's gonna be hard for them to trust,
Right.
just like I don't trust. It's gonna be harder for them to trust too.
Yeah, no worries, we'll take a look at it, I'll get back with you guys in a few days on that, okay?
All right.
Hey, and, most important question, what kind of cake do you gonna make?
I make a awesome carrot cake.
If you want, alright,
She's had it.
alright, so hold on, can you make just a sample so we can try it? I'm gonna make sure it's gonna be good.
He's trying to beat you. I don't think.
Hey, I'm not doing a carrot cake, that looks like it's too much work. My wife and I, we're on the simple plan of making cakes.
My whole family orders one for me every year for birthday, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
She
Yeah.
makes it from scratch.
I just
Yep, all
wanna
scratch.
taste it to see if it's gonna be really competition for me.
I might share a piece of.
Alright. Gosh, working really hard just to get a piece of cake. Alright, with all that said, man, this is, I mean, I know we're gonna get it down there, but we're getting closer and closer, but we had a lot on it, and thank you, Catherine, for all you did today.
Yes.
Alright, welcome back. Any other questions? Are we good? I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Alright, second?
Excuse me,
Oh, yes.
back of mine, it says go into executive session.
No, that's just she
That's
left
only
it.
if we need it to.
Yeah, she's using the same template, but that's okay.
I'll second that.
Alright, so, yeah, hey, sorry, I was gonna say, my God. Alright, with that said.
Mr. Whitaker,
oh,
Yes.
Ms. Mendez,
Yes.
Ms. Mangus, Ms. Portman,
Yes.
Mr. Hibbert.
Definitely yes.
Alright, thank you all, and have a good evening, thank you all for being here
She
this
didn't
evening.
ask
Oh,
me.
I did.
Oh, you did you not
I
ask her?
did.
Okay.
Ms. Lowe.
No, I'm having too much fun.
Oh,
No.
That carries 5-1.
Where'd she go? Oh. Do you need one of these? Are they both the same? Do you need one of them? Give you 2 copies? Yeah.
How you doing today?
Shady something,
Well, that's good, I'll get you reading then.
No, because you know what, when this gets filed.
People don't understand how big this is for you guys, but I.
So you need both of them?
It's been a process. Yeah. 5 years.
I'll do it once it's
If you'd seen the
approved, because it'll also tell me when it's
get all right, it's like,
I'm gonna be like,
I'm just
sorry,
glad that,
still,
some people.
because, so,
It's a-
that
it could be a-
statute reads that they have to